Willie D live.
Joy Reid said Stephen A. Smith gets paid big money to tear black people down. Stephen A. Smith getting paid to tear black people down? I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Give me a thumbs up if you believe it. If you believe, Joy Reid, that Stephen A. Smith gets paid big money to tear black people down, give me a thumbs up if you believe it. Thumbs down if you say, nah, man, she tripping. She tripping. She don't know Stevie. That's my dude. Thumbs up if you believe it. Thumbs down if you don't. Let's see. China up, Vicky up, Marcus up, Mr. J up, Akiro up, Boucle up, Connie Hodge up, Alicia Smith up, Anita Palmer up, Justin, what is this? Justin McCullica. Justin McCullica, down. Tim up. Jody up. Justin, you standing on the island all by yourself on this one. Seventh level up. Cyrus. Antoinette up. Trudy up. So it looks like everybody, pretty much everybody believes Joy's comments about Stephen A. Smith. Believe that Stephen A. Smith gets paid big money to tear black people down. I don't believe it. I know it. I know he does. He's too consistent with it, and he stays on code. He never tears white people down or anybody else, any other groups of people. He never tear them down. He only focus on his own people, tearing his own people down. And he only talks tough when he's talking about his own people, when he's talking to his own people. I seen him years ago, fam, when I knew he was a sucker, when I knew Stephen A. was a coward. I knew for a fact he was a coward when I believe that dude name was Ray Rice, who got in the jam for putting his hands on his woman, on his wife. And Stephen A. said something to the effect of the woman not need to make sure she's not doing anything to provoke a man into doing something like that. And this white woman who he was working with got on his head. I mean, she was all on his head. She jumped on Twitter and she broke company policy by publicly disparaging him. She broke policy. Guess who ESPN suspended? Ding, 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 ding. You guessed it. Stephen A. Stephen A. Yes, a boss. They suspended Stephen A. Stephen A. did what he normally does for his bosses. He spoke and gave an opinion on black folks' business. He spoke and gave an unpopular opinion on black folks' business. And a white woman got offended. And the white folks at ESPN punished Stephen A. I think they suspended him for 2 weeks, made him apologize. They tarred him publicly, made him apologize. He apologized. Look, fam, she broke company protocol. She broke the policy. She broke the rules of the company. And he had to apologize. because he offended a white woman. And y'all think that him saying these things about Joy Reid and Jasmine Crockett and other black women is just him doing his job as a sports journalist. First and foremost, Joy Reid and Jasmine Crockett don't play sports. One is in the media, the other is in politics. Stephen A. is not a media person. He's not, well, I guess he's in the media now, but he's not a politician. So why is he speaking? His job is not to cover media personalities. His job is supposed to be to cover sports. That's supposed to be where his expertise is. But he oftentimes goes viral for moments outside of sports that have nothing to do with sports. And it's oftentimes because of his takes against members of the black community. He loves to talk about members of the black community and black community in general. But I have yet to hear him speak on the white community in general. He likes to call it, hey man, this is just tough love. Where's the tough love for the white community? I'll wait. I want to know where that tough love is. Because, since you are fair and impartial, you like to talk about what everybody's got going on. You like to talk about how you're fair and all of this stuff. And, you don't take nothing off nobody. And you're going to keep it real and you solid. Well, when are you going to start being solid against the white folks when they mess up? When are you going to start being solid against white folks' transgressions? Or even Asian people, or even Latina people? When are you going to start? When are you going to start being solid and honest and real about them? Your number one target, your most aggressive vitriol with your commentary is reserved for black folks. Anytime you want to start talking tough, like you're a gangster or something, it's always about a black man. It's always about the black community. And I'm going to tell you this. But when you talk about the white folks, you humble yourself. I remember how a lot of people were up in arms about the Cowboys owner Jerry Jones being seen in that racist mob picture where they were standing around at a school refusing to allow black kids to enter that school. And I remember how Stephen A.'s response was very tamed and how he didn't believe that should cost Jerry Jones any financial or character equity. I remember him distinctly defending Jerry Jones. Hey, that was a long time ago. How much time has to pass before you can be cleared of committing racist acts? 40 years? 4 years? 4 months? 4 days? What is it? And who determines that? Yeah, Joy Reid ain't said nothing wrong. She ain't said nothing wrong. So Joy Reid said this, by the way, fam, in a clip on TikTok by Carrie Champion. She addressed Stephen A. Smith's claim that she was pushed out of MSNBC because the numbers don't lie. He said, I got fired for ratings, she said. And I'm like, excuse me, sir. You got $100 million for a show with half my ratings at my worst. I had to literally Google his numbers. Joy pushed even further, arguing that Stephen's value to certain networks isn't rooted in performance. They're paying you not for your numbers, my friend. They're paying you because you're willing to say the nasty things about Black people that they want to say, she continued. You're willing to take their degradation of Black women and put it in the mouth of a Negro. MSNBC confirmed Joy's departure earlier this year in a memo to staff. Joy is leaving the network, and we thank her for her countless contributions over the years, President Rebecca Cutler wrote, highlighting her NAACP Image Award and announcing rotating anchors for her former slot. The timing during Donald Trump's ongoing push to dismantle DEI policies fueled broader conversations about the political pressure and media choices. Smith dismissed those conversations back then, saying the situation was simple. People want to make this about a race issue, but the reality is the numbers don't lie. To read the rest, okay, here we go. All right, so basically, Stephen A. Smith tried to make it seem like it was about numbers, and Joy Reid debunked that by calling them out and telling them straight up, look, boy, your numbers was half the numbers that I was doing, and you're getting paid $100 million, but you're not getting paid $100 million because of your talent. You're getting paid $100 million because of your propensity to drag your own people in the mud and throw them under the bus. So I heard one dude in the comments on DL, well, I read one dude in the comments on DL Hughley's IG say that most athletes are Black. Can't really make that argument. Well, most politicians are white, but you don't see him dragging politicians. He always talking that political stuff. He always trying to speak on politics and Black issues. Anything regarding Black people, he like to speak it. He like to jump in and talk about. He try to make sure he give Massa side to the story. Got to stay neutral, or make Massa seem like some type of hero. So I'm debunking that whole argument about the whole, well, most athletes are Black, so he has to talk about the Black athletes. He's got to talk about somebody. He's going to talk about them. No, but even if you try to make that argument, what about the other 30% of ball players? He don't spend no time dragging them. He don't get tough when he's talking about them. And again, like I said about politicians, he ain't dragging no other politicians. He's preoccupied with calling out Jasmine Crockett. Why? They gave him a mandate. Look here, boy. You gonna say the things that we can't say, and we're gonna give you this money. You cool with that? You better believe I am, Master. You want me to dance? Then show you how much I'm willing to cooperate? Okay. Yeah. Dancing for Massa. You ain't fooling me, bro. You can't fool me by bringing on a few Black people every now and then and stroking them, glazing them, talking about how you friends with this guy or that guy. Man, I don't think Stephen A. have any real friends. I think that the athletes who the athletes who he do call friends, who he do consider to be a friend, I think those athletes are only with him, only rock with him because of the position that he had at ESPN. They only rock with him. If he didn't have that position, they would be nowhere around him.